Hello everyone, welcome to another process video. Today I am back working on my traveler's notebook insert, and this one is based on a history and photo walk I took last summer of 2017 in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. So I'm working through those photos, and today I have these two photos. Now, these were not official stops on the tour. So they won't get the numbers. If you've been following this series, I'm using cork numbers to indicate the official stops on the tour. And if my pages will work with me here, this was not an official stop, and I've done some other ones that were not. As you can see here, there's no number. That was just where we started. So I have done some. This is another one where I just like the photos. Like this one was not an official stop either. I just like the photos, you know, and it's my book, so I can do what I want. So I'm going to put them in there. Probably one on each side. I haven't totally decided that yet, but I'm assuming it'll be one on each side. And the only thing I've done so far other than get these ready is to pick out my background paper. And I'm not 100% sold on it, but this is what I have selected. This, I believe, is from Kelly Perky because she does all of hers double-sided. And I thought maybe I could make this work. It's kind of a funky design, but there is blue in both of these, and so I think I can make these three shades work. I don't really have these two in there, but I think it's enough of a contrast that it would still pull it together. Now I haven't cut the paper yet. I haven't found anything that maybe might match with them. So I don't know. We'll see. I may decide I don't like it as I go, but I'm going to start with it and just see how it goes. To start with, I trimmed this down to the right size. These always come about 8.5 by 4.5, which is a little too big for the standard size. So I've cut it to 4 by 8. Now, in doing that, that means I have these strips of papers that I could also use on the opposite side if need be. And then I also found this little piece of paper in my stash, and I kind of like it because it's got this lighter blue like this. Not an exact match, but it's pretty darn close. And then it has these dots here that I think bring all of this together. So I'm going to try to make all of these pieces work somehow. So stay tuned. So I've adhered the paper to the left side, and I've used this photo on top, and I placed it here because I think it helps break up the brightness and the boldness of the design and the colors. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do down here yet, but that's okay. I can figure that out as I go. And then on this side, I am going to use those extra strips. Not exactly sure how, but I want to, just to make sure that there's some kind of matching element from page to page. I've adhered the extra strip on this side. I wanted this and this to be at opposite corners just to balance out that bright bold color. And I think I'm going to take this photo and place it right up flush to this strip. It leaves some nice white in between these pages, I think. So I think I'm going to go with that. And for any of you that do traveler's notebooks, I love the size now, but when I first started, I did find it a challenge to figure out, you know, how am I going to make this work at such a tall, narrow page? But then I started thinking, like, really, you're looking at 8 by 8. So it's more of a square layout. So really, it's kind of like 12 by 12, just shrunken down a little bit. So that has helped me kind of get through the design process a little more. So if that would help you at all, think of it that way. All right. So now I have both of those adhered, and I have to figure out what kinds of embellishments I'm going to use and where I'm going to put my journaling. My first instinct is up here because it's the white area, but it doesn't have to be. I could draw lines here and do journaling there. It might be a little distracting because of this color break here, but I will think about that as I look for stuff in my stash. When I was going through my stash, I was trying to figure out, do I want a title on this somehow to clearly show that it's not an official stop for this layout? I wasn't sure. Then I came across these, and I think they're a really good color match because they're more this blue and so they'll stand out against here. So I think I'm going to do the title Around Town and put it under here. So that takes away my journaling area. It's going to have to be up here somehow. If I journal at all, I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind and I won't do it. But I think I'm going to at least do the title and then take it from there. So I did my title here, Around Town. And I forgot to show, I think, that these alpha stickers are from Evilicious. And then, after I was done doing that, I went back to my stash to find some other items that I might be able to use. And I came across this little flag that says here and there. And I thought that's appropriate since it wasn't an official stop, but we're still looking at things that were in the area. It would work. So I think I am going to place it right here, overlapping this photo right at the apex of the parts of the flag there. And I'll go with that and then move on to my next step. In order to bring in a little bit of bling, a little bit of shine, I've decided that I'm going to use some rhinestones here. And I think I'm just going to do clear ones so it doesn't add to the bright colors I've got going on. So I may do one right here in front of Around Town just to draw attention to the title. And then I'll probably do another one right here and maybe right here, maybe one or the other or both. But I do just want to bring in that shine a little bit. So when I was off camera, not only did I add the rhinestones, I put them here, here, and here, but I also had to run to get a sweater. The forecast says it's going to be 40 today, which in the, the Minneapolis-St. Paul area is pretty good. Why won't my camera focus? Hello, cooperate with me. There we go. But I'm freezing, so I had to grab a sweater too. So now that I'm somewhat warm again, I can move on with the rest of the layout. I'm not sure what else I want to do. I'm still going to look for some little embellishments, maybe some puffy stickers or something to add to this. But I'm really liking the way it looks. I just feel like it's still a little too flat, a little too plain. So I'm going to keep trying. I found this little cloud. It's a chipboard cloud embellishment when I was looking through my stuff. And there's a tiny little hint of a cloud right there. That's all I have. But the color works, and look, it's got little polka dots on it. So I think it will help bring in the color scheme and just add a little texture and an added element. So I'm going to put it right here. And that still leaves me room to do some journaling here, which is where it's going to have to go at this point. I think maybe I'm going to leave this blank unless I find something really spectacular. I even looked through like my wood veneer and stuff, and I didn't find anything that I thought was exactly right for this. So unless I find something else later that's fantastic, this is probably it. The only other thing I'm considering is maybe doing a date stamp down here, but even that, I don't know. I kind of like that the pattern is so bold, and then it gives the eye a place to rest here. So it's not just in your face the whole way. So for now, I think that this is it for this one. Thanks for watching, everybody.